Well, 5 finalists for the DOTA Summit short film contest. That was the first of 5, which will be airing over the next several days. We've got a new guest on the panel, Kyle. Welcome. How's it going, man?
It's going great.
Okay. Well,
Loving
you've joined at a good time. Welcome also, BSJ back in Boba.
Yes, thank you.
You know, we had a present here. It was going to be for Notel. He's left, so it's been bestowed upon you now to go
really?
to. You get yourself a Summit Christmas tree giveaway.
Oh, I can just go get a gift right now?
Grab a present right now. We have presents on the tree. Random players at random times who are on the couch going to be grabbing them. So bring it back to unwrap it. I don't know what they are. You can choose anyone you want.
I gotta listen first. Hold
on. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta feel them out.
Getting a full
sound
feel.
test. None of them are fragile, right?
I again don't know. Hoping for a sweater. All right. So
The other one was
yeah, get that on.
I think the other one was a monitor, but I have plenty of those. But a Christmas sweater from BTS, that's the dream.
That's something special. That's something to take back from your first DOTA Summit.
What in the?
What?
God.
Oh, someone said not to unwrap it. We may have.
Ooh, what's this? It's clothing. It's an HTC esports jacket.
You've got yourself an HTC. You've got yourself.
I-
It's not a BTS.
Oh, I'm gonna trade
Not
this
a
for a
BTS one.
Christmas
You
sweater.
have to find someone to do a Christmas
Sick.
Christmas exchange, but
I've always wanted an HTC esports jacket. Oh my gosh. I love it. It's
You're good at it.
perfect.
Fits perfect.
It's so
Yeah.
good. It's so good. They sponsored
go.
you, right?
they are one of the sponsors for this event. That's right.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
thank you,
Shout
Kyle.
out to them.
Have you done your Christmas shopping already?
I have not.
Have you guys over there?
Nope.
No Christmas shopping?
I'm like last minute person
Damn.
that is at the
I
mall.
got a
getting
Christmas
all the
present. But
Really? I never would have expected BSJ and Bulba to not be the planning types. You know, they always seem like they just have their shit together 100%.
Thank you.
No problem.
I don't know how to go with that one.
There's nowhere to go. I'm just paying you a compliment.
I'm definitely
I'm a
not
big
the
fan.
plan. I'm definitely not the plan ahead type.
Yeah.
Does promo code BSJ work anywhere other than like your stream?
No. Designed by humans.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Got the
Anything.
Complexity store for his swag,
Yeah,
right?
but you can buy anything on there with promo code
Ooh.
BSJ. So
That's true.
Okay.
15%.
Not anything.
No,
most
like
things.
anything on
that's
designed by
available.
humans. It doesn't have to be mine.
Oh, cool. I thought you were implying you could buy like other things. I don't know
Outside of
I don't know what you're
clothing
doing.
apparel.
Oh.
It's fine, dude. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. Don't worry about it. We'll get back to it.
Eventually,
Draft.
it's slowly spreading.
That's right. You know, it's a draft. We've seen Shadow Shaman. We've seen Sand Kings and Pucks. Nothing new.
No morphlings.
Classic Jimmy, Shadow Shaman. Probably
Jimmy.
the hero he likes and plays the best at the moment.
It's for Virtus.pro, but it's the thought that counts.
What?
No,
what?
it's sacred.
See, if you look at the
Oh,
screen,
the-
see
Oh,
the,
is it reversed up
see
there?
the screen?
Yeah.
No, see the team. Is
No, yeah,
sacred.
he's looking at the top.
No,
he's
like
looking
up
at the top
there,
one.
it's definitely reversed.
He's being baited by production.
Okay, debated. Sorry, my bad.
It's fine. It's fine. You know, so everyone misses
The
those
viewers at home
details.
has also been bamboozled, but it's sacred on the right side of the top. Maybe get that swapped over in a sec, but yeah.
I'll just look down here for now.
Probably, yeah. Let's go.
Did you guys see the last game, Kyle?
I did.
BSJ?
I got a taste of the support or the utility morphling, whatever that was. The 10-second stun to Luna in the bottom lane, stunned by morph, then DK, then morph again.
We lost to Morphling in the previous series. Hero feels quite strong. It's not really present in the NA meta too much, but it just feels. It's just strong, and I'm glad that Sacred chose to take it out because I felt like that hero, especially if VP is comfortable multiple roles with it, like it just feels really difficult for them to deal with. But I think VP also just outclasses Sacred at the moment. I think that even with a ringer playing in place of Solo in art style, I think they're just still the better team. And I think even just looking at their draft, it feels like already their opener is significantly stronger than Sacred. The Nyx pick is like really strong here. Gives you kill potential on Puck. Like they have an easy setup with Sand King. I mean, they forces Sacred to ban Medusa as well.
Yeah, I feel like Puck's game's already really hard to play.
Rasta is going to suffer as well. He can't really lane. You can't contest these two heroes. Rasta wants to play similar to like a Disruptor, Skyrath Mage to an extent, where they're very weak in combative lanes, but they're very strong if they're in like a 2-on-1 zoning situation because Rasta hits so hard. But he also got very low base move speed and base armor. So if these two heroes run at him and stun the Rasta, like he just dies.
He doesn't want you
he
getting up
can't
in his
do
face
anything.
with multiple heroes for sure.
They're most likely just put it off lane. So then the cool thing is they get to put they won't show which lane the puck is till last pick. So
I
think you think they're gonna pick their carry then in this next round?
yeah, I think they'll see it's most likely off lane Nyx, right? So
I really like a lone druid for Sacred as like their 4th pick. I would probably pick it here because I think that's just the key pick. I'm gonna go with Tusk, so that's the other option. You just take your other support. You hide your next core for one more pick. But I personally, I don't know. I like having that support in like your 4th pick position. I don't really like taking it in this scenario because now they're super weak to. I feel like a Storm for VP as their 4th pick is going to be tough for them to deal with.
So you would pick the core at 3rd?
Yeah, I think you picked like the versatile core. You know what I mean? Like I really like.
Don't
heroes.
they already have the puck though? Like, don't you want to show both like that?
Yeah, but I just feel like you give away so much once they see your support combo, and they still have an answering support, and they aren't showing their cores. Like you're not going to gain any information from VP's pick here. Like it's just going to be their support, and then they're going to last pick their 2 cores. So I'd rather just guarantee. I honestly feel like supports kind of impact the game a lot more than cores, especially when they're these really meta heroes like Tide, Lone Druid, Brewmaster. You can just sort of pick them, you know?
So you're saying not a flexible core in terms of lanes, but like in one that doesn't really have counters, like hard counters?
Yeah, like right now I like
does its job.
Like how are they going to deal with this Darkseer and a Nyx, like just running into their lanes? Like they can't. They're trapped now with this Rasta Tusk concept, and it's not going to be strong enough, I don't think, to really impact the lanes properly, like the way they want to play the game. Whereas when you pick heroes that sort of will always do their job, like one of Secret's best openers, in my opinion, was Bounty Brewmaster. The Bounty kind of secures the Brewmaster's lane no matter what by laning with him. You can just literally pull the creeps between tier 2 and tier 3. There's really no way to play around it.
There's like no counterplay.
And Brewmaster is going to make your carry miss last hits, and he's going to hit 6, and he's going to run, and he's going to split somewhere, and eventually he'll buy the Blink and the Vlads, etc.
You guys did the same thing in your game. Is that where you got it from?
For the most part. I mean, there's like some tweaks. We had our own concepts, but I think if you really want to succeed this game, you need to be. I think it was Einstein. Like their genius is like how well you hide your sources or something like that.
Okay.
But creativity only can get you so far. And I think we learned a lot watching Liquid's replays. I think you can learn a lot by watching Secret play. They have a really good understanding of what works and how to win.
Yeah.
Thank goodness
Secret has their own style for sure.
Appreciate that.
DOTA was just saying something similar about doesn't matter if someone who invents something, if someone else uses it, innovates on it, copies it, as people will say, it's like,
oh yeah,
you can do it better than them or do it your own way, and ultimately there's never going to be just one team doing one thing. Yep.
This jug is rough. Like you can see, Sacred's kind of all in on just I don't know how to explain it. They need an opening kill. And it's really going to be difficult for them to do that because VP has so much peel and so many stuns and ways to deal with this immediate burst damage from Sacred, where if they don't kill someone in the shard and spin or the coil and the Rasta words, if those spells are kited away from, they have no actual way to deal damage anymore.
The thing is, if Sacred do decent in the lanes, they're just able to go to the towers, and VP don't. It's hard for VP to run into them as well because they're going to have wards set up. They have coil, they have shard, and they have a snowball. So it's I think it also depends on VP needs to take the fights in a way where they smoke onto Sacred before they're set up. Because I like this jug pick because it gives Rasta a lane. It's also quite good for Darkseer.
It does make his support's job at least a little bit easier because it is a good counter to the Darkseer.
He's a good +1 for every core. I really like when in your game like this you need your carry to be he can kill with any hero on his team right now. Pretty much any enemy with the exception of Tiny, but he'll still die to an Omni Slash. The Razor pick is quite nice, but I don't know, I just feel like VP might be too strong. I think Sacred, they're going to drop wards and try and dive tower, but if they don't clean house, I don't see them having staying power in the game. I think if this guy goes Battle Fury on Jug, it's just I just don't know. I don't know where their damage is going to come from. I think they're going to fall off and lose really hard in the mid game.
I think they're snowball reliant for sure. If they do not puns aside.
Yeah.
With Tuskar.
I look at this draft and I think okay, who's buying pipe? Can't. Who's buying mech? who's buying a Force Staff. Like, it's really difficult for any of these heroes to purchase items that will impact the game and assist their team in total. Like, as Shaker, it's the same concept. Like, you're going to have 5 guys all buying, like, their items for their own game.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
agree.
Yashas and Battle Furies and Blinks and shit. And in the meantime, VP is going to buy,
They have Darkseer.
drums and halberds and mech and pipe and force and solar, and like they're just gonna win because
They're not going to be able to fight them head on, but they're also not
Yeah.
going to be able to split because they have so much catch.
How
inside
does
of the-
Sacred kill anyone if Pasha just buys a pipe and
Yeah.
runs in? Like
Yep.
who do you kill and how? You have 2 both support, like Sand King Nyx, both get Ion Shelled and they run in. You're gonna do more. You can take on both supports if you're a level 3 Nyx or Sand King and you're running in with an Ion Shell.
So you're saying, based on the draft, you think Sacred's going to take it?
No, you're saying.
Sorry.
He was making a joke.
Wow, I can't
He's
tell.
making a
He
joke.
never makes jokes.
No, that was good. I like that. That was really funny.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That actually passed over me.
Yeah,
You never make those kind of jokes.
I know.
Sorry.
It's crazy.
Got to mix it up a little bit, you know?
No, I like it. Keep
What's
us on our
your,
toes.
but on a more serious note, like, I've never seen 5-position Sand King. Is that a thing?
I've played it like 3 times. We lost every game, so.
Oh, okay.
As long as
some
you have
funky
a,
th-
Well, I mean,
positions,
there's only
though.
one commonality. You were playing
That's
it all
true.
3
Yeah.
all 3
as long as you
times.
have a purpose.
Yeah. In this
But,
game, it's nice because he's activated. That's, I think, the
I
key.
don't know about this Shaker pick. I think it ruined.
I think it.
I don't know.
Is it a core shaker? I didn't see
It's
it.
an
Yeah,
offlane
like-
shaker.
I
Yeah.
like Tusk. Like when you pick Tusk, it kind of says you can put anything you want offlane because of the shard block.
That's what I was thinking.
You
I
know?
thought they would put the puck off.
Yeah, and now it's just like
And that was to put the puck mid
Earthshaker.
versus Nyx. So
You
now
can't really
the,
gank for an Earthshaker, right? Or like with Tusk?
no, you can't do shit. Like they don't do any damage. They just needed raw damage output. I think if they pick.
They needed something like Sniper or something to lane versus the Razor.
Yeah, like that just like Razor is king in this game. If Razor buys a BK, like literally you can go drums BKB and run in.
He literally just needs to link the Jug, and then Dire has no damage.
Yes, there's absolutely no damage on Dire.
I mean, also Shaker in this patch, like especially off.
Dude,
lane,
Echoes. Dude, I would.
Echo is
I'd
really
pick
bad.
Earthshaker if
Batman
I
for
thought it was
sure.
good. I just
And
I
Echo's
can't
really
make
bad.
it work.
They actually just over nerfed the spell.
It's fine though. We got wonderful heroes like Morphling and Pangolier, and it's just it's
Pangalier's
really
the
fun.
best for sure.
I'm personally loving the patch. I'm very excited for 7 months from now when we get the minor changes. I feel like we might need.
Hopefully before TI. Who knows?
I don't know. I think we can play TI on this patch.
The Morphling Medusa TI.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Medusa Tidehunter. It's one of my favorite things to play against. It's kind of like
Heroes you just can't kill?
yeah, it's sort of like
They just sit there and farm.
hmm
The EG. EG.
Yep.
That's what we call it.
Feels like it's like boxing Mike Tyson, but instead of boxing gloves, they gave you those like massive inflatable like Rocket
Oh, yeah.
Rumble
Of course.
ones, but like life size. And you
And he's not even blocking
there's
you
no
back. He's
torque.
hitting the punching
Yeah,
bag.
he's
You're just hitting him.
No, he's eating, you know, and
Yeah.
he's, like an equivalent of farming, you know, he's just
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
something else.
he's
he
like on the
enjoys
other
doing.
side of the punching bag, like waiting, and you have to hit the bag that then hits his face
Yeah.
Yes.
and break his nose.
yeah.
That's a new pulse. Did you say life issues?
Life issues, dude. I understand that. Let's talk about life
That's real.
issues.
That's
My
real.
man Bulba and BSJ.
That's
What are
too
some
real.
issues you guys want to talk about?
Yes, Jay?
The struggle of being a step down from the tier 1 Dota.
Oh, we're gonna have to get used to that, my friend. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
thanks.
Game's back. Oh, paused again.
Rip. Too real.
One of the worst moments of my last year was when we got into that fight in that pub, remember?
Oh, yeah, man. That was real.
Yeah.
That lasted for a while.
There was a real hatred, yeah.
Yeah, that was a thing. We weren't friends on Steam for what, like 6 months?
Yeah. No,
Yes.
3 months.
3 months?
Eventually, I
Eventually
added
we
you
came back together.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta pause. If you guys
Let
want to
her-
hug it out. You want to hug it out?
man?
Okay, we need to hug it out. Are we on camera? Or are we
Oh, yeah.
That's
sorry,
man.
I-
Really
you
sorry.
gotta-
Thank
okay.
you. I'm
That was-
sorry, man.
No, but you don't know
I didn't
why.
feel the love, honestly.
Do we?
I still enjoyed that, you know. It was enough love.
There's enough love.
It
Yeah.
was enough. Lance, bring people together.
we already
You
came-
have a beef
yeah.
online, you meet in
Do you
person,
remember why we
it's
had
all
beef?
gone.
You know what game it was? I remember it like it was yesterday.
Feel free.
I want to hear this.
I don't remember it that well.
Can we make a vote in chat?
Oh, was
Like
it my Jug Ghost Scepter
Yes, it was.
Oh. Let's
Yes.
take a vote, guys. Was Bulba at fault, or was it BSJ's? Was that a Juggernaut Ghost Scepter?
game? Yeah,
Yes.
Juggernaut Ghost Scepter.
What was the thinking?
It was
I'm
the
very
worst
curious.
reasoning I've ever heard.
I had to farm like split because nobody else on our team could split.
Uh-huh.
And they had a Slark with like Shadowblade, MKB, Basher,
I see.
and I didn't know what other item I could buy.
So your plan was, so like instead of buying, let's say like a Shadow Blade, so that he would have to invest in Dust,
Yeah.
instead of maybe a BKB, so that you could.
How does BKB counter him?
I mean, I don't know. How
I-
does Ghost Scepter count?
I just don't.
Because
I never.
otherwise he kills me.
That's such
perhaps
a
a Manta,
passive
a
mentality to
Diffusal,
have.
so you're
No,
playing
no, no.
as-
You have to understand. This was a free farm Slark, and I got obliterated.
Dude, we had an alchemist
So
mid.
it's the support's fault. Bulba.
No, no. We had a mid alchemist, so I'm like the 3 position. I had no farm, man. I had to scrape
The
it
thing is,
together.
I was playing the alchemist. So
I see.
Yeah, you were the last pick alchemist.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I remember because I was like mad at you for ruining my game. Okay, well,
That's a boost for its Razor. The boots actually saved his
Yeah.
life. Though.
I had emotionally moved on, but it looks like Bulba hasn't.
I'm not.
I don't play. Honestly, dude, how long did you say it's been, Bulba?
It's been.
It's like February, March.
And what was that? It was a Ghost Scepter on Juggernaut.
Yes.
To
Ghost
just
Scepter
confirm, you bought a Ghost Scepter on Juggernaut. That
I've never done
a
it before.
decade's not
You're
enough time
actually
to
bringing
forget
out some
that.
heat in me right now, man. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
I can see it. Bulba's actually glowing
the
red.
fi-
with
the
rage.
fire-
I think it might have been the monster as well.
Next time you're in a pub with Bulba, viewers out there,
Next,
Pick
buy,
Jug,
bu-
buy
pick
Ghost
Jug,
Scepter.
go Ghost Scepter,
that's what I'm hearing.
and tell them it's so you can split without dying.
BSJ sends his regards.
There you go.
So they blocked mid with Tusk and bottom with Earthshaker. Maybe this is just next level.
This is next. There's a tri-lane mid.
This is-
All you
oh,
need
my
is
favorite.
terrain blockers on your team. You got this.
I mean, they almost got a first blood with it. Didn't quite.
I like this choice to put Tiny middle as well.
So good versus Pog.
Yeah, Razor doesn't need any help whatsoever against a Shaker. Sand King will just sit there, secure first wave and like level 2 for the Razor, and they can just kind of trade mid very easy. I think Tiny's one of the best heroes against Puck, both in lane and in the game. And, like, look at this. Yeah.
And once you get Blink or Shadow Blade, you just kill her full to 0. It's really hard to play Puck.
Oh, the Shard Block.
Can they get the kill? Well, he's got Mana Burn here. TP out.
Oh my god.
What a player.
Calculated.
Art style. Oh, that's Lil. That makes sense. That was a really good play.
Oh, Jimmy.
Oh,
don't.
Jimmy.
Jimmy Ho.
Just doing
Behind
Jimmy
the
things.
tower.
This is Jimmy's best hero though. For sure. Rasta.
What would you say his second best hero is, Bulba?
Coddle?
Okay.
Yeah, I think his Witch Doctor's pretty good.
That's not what you said yesterday.
What did I say yesterday?
Something, I don't want to bring it up now.
What? You trying to start shit here?
No, no.
Come on, man.
So yeah, this, I don't know. I'm afraid for this dire squad. I think they're just going to lose to this tiny 2-on-1. Puck's what, like 3-2? I can't read that. Yeah. But
Tiny's
Is it-
5-4.
Jug, in theory, is good against Darkseer, but the problem is that eventually this is what happens, you know, and Darkseer is just not going to get shut down, whereas bottom, Earthshaker is really never going to touch creeps, and eventually the Sand King can leave, whereas Rasta's never able to leave the lane. So
Yeah.
they can just play around middle with 3 stuns and like tossback potential, and it's a favorable matchup, so it's just hard for them to play
I'm
here.
gonna be honest with you. I really hope Sacred wins this game.
Wow.
I think it's very hard. Softening shaker.
I agree with everything you're saying. It's just funny.
Oh, the invis. Nyx, is Jimmy gonna notice?
Still got the snowball in, chasing down the Darkseer.
So close.
Should be a kill. The puck doesn't hit the orb, but yeah, they're gonna get the kill.
Surprised, I thought he had mana for an Ion Shell there. I would have definitely just popped it on a Nyx. I think this is dead Jimmy if he were to get it. Also, for the viewers at home that might not know, Jimmy is the real-life name of the player Demon. So that's why we're calling him Jimmy.
Felt like a real history lesson right there.
Yeah.
So he's gone by Jimmy for a while though. Like classic Jimmy was the casters would always call him when he did something clowny.
I'm not sure. Sacred's I don't know if their captain is actually their offlaner, and you playing offlane, Kyle,
That's
and
hard.
if you have a rough game, you can't really lead your team. So
Yeah, because you're not the one that's going to be making the play.
Yeah,
even though
and-
you're the offline.
I felt Sacred kind of had to empower King Tekka this game. That is his name, King Tekka.
I feel like that's part of the reason he picked the Shaker for himself, but the issue is, like, especially with this new Shaker, like you can't really rotate that easily, and especially considering what heroes VP has, like who do you really kill? Like both supports are just not worth the investment of the resources, and mid Tiny, like they need 3 heroes to kill Tiny in this game, like the entire
Honestly, you
game.
can't really kill anyone with Echo anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like Tiny's like what's better against Tiny is like consistent kiting rather than like obviously hard lockdown because of the status resist and match
Oh.
resist.
Interesting.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, BSJ.
Thank you.
I think, at least in my opinion, like Tiny, when Tiny is like 100% HP, he's very difficult to take down. But if you can bring him all the way down to 0%, regardless of how much health he starts with,
Wow.
he's removed from the map for a while.
I've
And
never
then you
thought
can
about
take
it that way.
objectives, you can pressure other heroes around the map, and I think it's really effective.
Sometimes they say it's all about how you think about things, and that really shed a new light upon the situation.
Okay, cool. I'm just glad. I'm just trying to help out.
Yeah, no.
I do offer coaching for 10% less than BSJ. Just throwing that out there, guys.
You don't even know how much I charge. You're just saying 10% less.
It doesn't matter how much you charge.
But with the promo code, you get 15% off
yeah,
his. So his is still cheaper.
Promo code Kyle is actually
Not a thing.
no. You actually have to pay more money if you use that promo code.
Oh.
And it's not going to charity either, guys. I'm just buying cryptos with it.
Oh, let's not talk about
blast.
cryptos here. I hear that enough with
Yeah,
Blitz.
please. You know.
This Shaker in the offlanes.
Oh, this is a terrible
destroyed.
pick. I'm sorry. Like I've played so much Earthshaker offlane. That's
the
a hero.
worst pick.
You can pick that top first two. You know, Earthshaker is going to do Earthshaker things. It's like the same concept as like a Brewmaster, right? You know exactly what it's going to do. You know what it's good against. You know what it's bad against. And now they just have it bottom.
Yeah, and they use their last pick on it, which is
and you know it's going to be a Razor there as well. It's a Razor or a Tiny. It's unfavorable
what a save
against
there.
both. And yes, that is a snowball right there. My man Matthew. I think he's probably one of the, if not the best, one of the best South American support players.
I think he's the best for sure.
Yeah.
he's the one player when I saw him play at like the majors or TI whenever it was. I was like, this guy should be on like the South American dream team. For sure.
I agree. I think if there were any Americans that were to go to South America to make a team, you know, just to like have like a slightly easier time because I think that region is weaker, this would be the guy that I talked to, probably even at this event.
Is that what you're up to?
No.
Okay. Spoiler.
I'm just saying if there were any players like trying to build teams, like maybe that
Okay.
would be an idea. That's all.
Yeah.
I think
Right.
Tomato's back too. Strong,
Tomato's
solid
back.
player. But I think the South America specifically just lacks like a higher honestly captains. Like it doesn't feel like anyone is really ahead of the meta ever.
Yeah.
And in my eyes, and part of the reason it's so sad that they're still banned, but we've scrimmed Smash and Z-Talk and Vans stack quite a bit. I think they're by far the best South American team. They have been so for the last 3 years or so.
Yeah. I mean, they were the experienced, the kind of the veterans.
Yeah. Like they're a team that I think could play against pretty much anyone in the world. Obviously they're not quite tier 1, but like I would love to see them back in the scene because they're really good.
Doesn't seem like it's happening though.
Probably not. I mean,
I don't think that's going to change.
should it change, Parker?
That's not a discussion to have during the game, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. What should we
I don't
talk about? How about let's take. Okay, we can't bet on anything.
Jimmy's levels are really low. It's level 2 still.
We saw this last game. The supports were like both level 2, like 5 minutes in. This one's even later.
They pretty much have 3 supports, and that's my main concern with this draft is that the Shaker is not a 3. Shaker is like a 4 in this game, and they have a Puck and a Juggernaut.
Yeah, they don't have like a deuce or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Like the only way they win this is if Jug just goes absolutely insane and just is 6 slotted by like 30 minutes. Who is the Chinese player? He won a couple games playing Juggernaut while back and just like went off. You know who? Sorry, that was Shadow. Never mind. That was TI6 Shadow. He just, I think he was going like Manta Maelstrom a lot of the games.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he was just, I don't know if you guys remember, there's one at TI that they should not have won.
It was the game. It wasn't TI. It was at the Canada Cup versus MP.
Oh, that might have been it. Yeah. Yeah, he just won the game for his team.
They should not have won that game.
No, definitely not.
That was typical Wings things.
Yeah. That's another, oh man, I wish
Wings was here.
I'm glad they're not because it's already hard enough to win, but they were really good. And they're so unique in the way they played.
Yeah, they just played whatever too.
Yeah, they didn't give a shit.
They were a fun team to watch anytime like a new patch came out.
That's
They
the team that
was-
picks techies in TI finals.
Yeah. I mean, it lost, but hey,
Yeah.
it's style.
I mean, you
It's
still
style.
picked it in TI
Techie
finals.
Pudge. Take some balls.
So what exactly can Sacred do? Because right now VP's super snowballed.
I think they definitely don't want to concede for as long as possible because of time rating and the way it works. So, I'd say they should. You know what they do actually? Here's the strat, right? With Tusk and Earthshaker, they can actually stand at the tier 3 or tier 2 and infinitely block creep waves.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
There's limited creep clear on VP.
Yeah,
So
Tiny Tree doesn't
you
do
just you just get a 7-stack wave,
Okay.
smoke behind it, destroy VP.
They'll never see it coming.
No, never. They literally won't see it coming.
I
It'll
mean,
be
the
3
crazy
minutes.
thing is also, though, because when they're doing that, they'll both be off map, and VP will have to play scared because
Then
they have no idea
BSJ,
where
this is kind of unrealistic, man. We really shouldn't go on about this. There's a serious match.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
this
sorry.
is
This is
a.
NA
right.
Dota's finest minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Couch here.
we should
I like
definitely.
this. I like this move from the Jug though to come bottom and force this because he can't take top tower, and I think
Yeah, he's just gonna have it pushed into his lane.
Yeah, Dyer
for
needs
tower
this
the whole time.
this tower to take. Basically, I think now after this, Ross is gonna take this lane to get a 6. And
You
with
have
the
your
roster
shaker
6,
lane, too.
yeah, the roster with the 6, they need to take mid tower. They need to somehow kill this Tiny.
Everyone
This
needs
one.
level 6 is the problem.
I think Jimmy's level 6 is by far the most important.
Try to get the kill here on Lil, which one of the few kills they have been able to get. There are 4 kills to 2, guys. Come on. The scoreboard says Sacred are winning.
No, I mean, it's still possible, but like my concern is this mid-game timing VP is going to hit. All of this net worth on their cores is going to go directly into good items. And like all Jug can do is farm a bit faster and do more damage. Puck will probably buy Valen to blink, but the other 3 heroes are just their stuns. They have their spells and that is it. They will never contribute anything more. And what, Bulba?
I have a question for a professional Jug player, Banana.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Mr.
Ghost
Banana?
Subs is
Oh,
next
yeah.
time.
What isn't Battle Fury? Don't you think you should kind of go for this?
I feel like you have to. I feel like he has to solo carry the game.
Yeah,
I was
so
thinking
I
the
think you have
same
to go
thing.
Battle
He's not
Fury.
gonna. He's not gonna farm.
That is
fast
one
with
good
that.
thing about. I've been seeing a lot in at least in pubs, the Jug that just rushes Battle Fury because it's a lot faster now, and you can get really fat on that hero.
Yeah, the problem is he needs like he needs a lot of items. He needs a Manta Diffusal, and he needs what's it called? Oh lord, he's dying.
You think Diffusal's the right item here, huh?
I just think you just don't do enough damage otherwise.
Okay.
It's just Manta Diffusal is by far like the most damage.
Over Battle
It's
Fury?
just underwhelming
For-
after with the change to Surge or what, like because you can't.
Yeah, exactly. But it's literally just for the damage output
Yeah.
because it's the most damage you can get for your gold.
That's true.
I agree with the Battle Fury. I actually think Yasha into Battle Fury, but now they've fed 3 kills to Razor as we were having this discussion, and all of a sudden
Yeah, suddenly.
it looks grim.
I didn't like that play because I feel like if you look at the bottom map,
Yep.
the Rasa should have been there getting level 6. Instead, he kind of left it. Now this lane's already pushed in.
Yep.
I don't like it because like if you until Nyx hits 6, this Jug shouldn't actually ever
Yeah.
die, and the only way they die is doing stuff like that. And the slowing down his timings in that manner is just crippling.
I'm sure they just feel pressured to do things. I bet like it's they don't feel good about this game.
for sure. That's so much damage from
I think
that.
this guy's dead too.
That's Jimmy. He's fine.
Yeah, they see the tusk. It's really well played.
He's going to get a 2-man bar strike here with the Iron Shield damage. They will kill Art Style, but
That's a really smart play. We'll talk about after this. I think he's gonna. Yeah,
Oh, he broke the coil.
I would not have broken coil there. I think that's the reason he's gonna die here. That's unfortunate. But that's something that VP, you'll see a lot of the top tier teams do, where they recognize that there's an extra hero, they don't dive, they bait the enemy spells first, and then they turn to go in. Because if they dive the tower there, they're never going to get that follow-up kill. But now they force the extra rotation, and they get the kill anyway. Probably should have the Darkseer live there, but in the meantime, Razor got a triple kill and has just shoved this top area of the map. He's just been owning it the entire game. He's getting a double bounty, uses ult to farm, just very efficient. In the meantime, Tiny's farming mid, and he always has an
Sanking also
stack
farming
to fall
bottom,
back on.
which is
Yep.
really bad.
Whenever you're farming 3 waves as a team, you feel really good about your life. It's just the way you want to play.
Yeah, like 2 minutes ago, the Jug was top net worth, and suddenly Razor's like 800 above him already.
I really like this from No One too. He's hiding his blink on the courier so that he doesn't show that he has it, and it's sitting there. So in the event some like puck comes middle, he can immediately grab blink and kill him. But it's just really nice to not show it. Top lane, you've got a Nyx. They get a kill on the Earthshaker. Really well played, and this is really nice for a Nyx because he can play around pretty much every core. If he sets up any hero on his team, they'll most likely be able to land a kill. And this 1+1 concept is something VP really enjoys, and I think they play it very well.
It's also just a matter of farm speed's going to be drastically reduced on the cores of Sacred, just because exactly what you said, like 1 hero plus Nyx is enough to kill them. So on the side of VP, on the other hand, like what are they scared of in terms of dying to? Like Blink Shaker, he's not getting that anytime soon. And
It's really the net worth disparity. It's just literally all this Earthshaker pick. I think that's the main issue that they have, and it's part of the reason I just don't see a real window for them in this game because they just need to play. They need to outplay Virtus.pro. It feels. And it's just always hard to try and outplay one of the best teams in the world. Good silence from Puck. He's gonna survive.
they're playing this like mid-game stage, kind of down a hero with Shaker just forced to try and catch
Yeah.
up.
And it's the dream. Their draft just makes sense. So like Darkseer can always be off map and just pushing waves. Nyx and Tiny don't need to focus. Like Tiny specifically can just stay off map as well. It's part of the reason he's buying a blink. And Razor's just also Razor Darkseer just shoving waves. Both hasted heroes for the most part, and they can connect very quickly. As Nyx, Sand King, Tiny are just running around, and they're gonna out farm and threaten the map more, while at the same time like just swallowing objectives, map control, and they
Sure.
It's hard to play.
You know it's a good feeling when one of your supports is just solo farming away, like the Sand King is bottom. Like when you just
He's
have a
been farming
5-position
this for,
Sand
like,
King that has space to farm a blink, he almost has one already.
4 minutes, honestly. That's a lot of Sacred. Their understanding of the map, like they did a really good move bottom with the jug, but then if you notice it, they just kind of left the area, which is really bad. And that gave a lot of space. I felt like they had a chance at winning this game. I agree with Kyle, like they have to outplay it, but I feel like their mentality in the series should be to like snowball early game and be winning, because you don't want to go late game versus VP as well.
This is going to be a huge kill if they can get it.
Nice 2-man snowball. They should be able to bring down the Razor.
Nice.
They're going to get the Nyx with it too. Puck's going to live too.
That was huge. Leo Styles
Absolutely
owning.
needed that.
They really, really needed that. And the Jug is going the items that we predicted. The Yash and the Battle Fury. I think that that's the way he has to play it. They really needed those kills. That was huge. It's a shame too. I really feel like the Earthshaker, as you were just saying, like that's the main issue they have in this game. But if he can get to a blink and maybe like level 10, really level 12, and just hit an echo, they're gonna feel really strong. And the weakness of VP's lineup is that if they aren't together, they will feed still to the pick off of like the puck toss
All
roster.
3 cores can definitely die to the hero.
Like, what? No one?
Oh, really?
Stunned by ours.
Nice stun by Utso with the Jug Wake Fury. They may still be able to bring down
Sigil's
the
zoning
Tiny.
him too.
Yeah, not doing any damage.
Wow.
Surfboards just for the kill, but that's a big kill on the Tiny. And they're going to get that style as well.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
That was really big, and now that was also a space for Shaker. He should push out the top lane fast. So
I was going to say that right after they took bottom tower, they kind of like reacted to a bunch of things VP were doing instead of getting the farm they needed on the side of Sacred. It definitely looked like they were just rushed, and suddenly they're like doing things as a team and with the puck blink, getting the kills they need. And like you said, they are just vulnerable to death, even though the pick off from Sacred relies on items.
thing is, if you watch a lot of VP games, well, let's see what's happening bottom. No, if you watch a lot of VP games, their games always go like this, where they win the early game because they probably have like 3 of the best cores in the world, and then they kind of like get cocky and they throw a bit, and they're like, oh, maybe
Let's
you know,
try
it's
again.
usually Solo's yelling at them or something, and they're like, guys, stop it, and then they kind of, you know, that's kind of what happened even in the last game. You know, there was like 2 deaths. This happens in every VP game if you watch. So
I think that's a common thread in all these teams that we consider, you know, top tier, is just like the 1 and 2 players seem to always have impact and always like they just play well. Like Ramsey specifically, and Noah and Ramsey are great examples of very aggressive players, but it's measured aggression. And obviously they get cocky sometimes, they get picked off, but often they're pushing their limits a lot harder than their enemies are.
They've already done that.
It like
when they
intimidates
die.
you.
They die when they die. They've already done what they did. Like when they died 10 times already. Like they've been aggressive all game. And they're
Yep,
fucking-
exactly.
It's not like that's the first time they did
Yep,
it.
you'll die 10, 20% of the time.
Yeah.
But the other times you're going to take waves that the enemy isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
And the one death you take, you know, like it's annoying, but at the end of the day, the wards are being dropped. They are dying, but VP still has a lead, and Sacred still doesn't have this mid tower or top tower taken. And they're the team with like the actual, you know, real tower pressure. Tiny obviously does the same, but they really want to be taking fights like on top of these towers. They want to get pickoffs there. It still really could go either way. I think the Jug like has a lot of potential. If they can get a favorable fight, steal one of these ancient stacks, take them mid-tower, I think they're right back in the game. But even with an even net worth right now, I think VP is still firmly in control of the game.
Do you agree? This is one of those games where if I'm the Jug, I'm thinking if I die 1 or 2 more times, it's just over.
Yeah, but I feel like you still need to play aggressively.
Yeah, you need to like farm aggressively and not be scared
Oh,
for
no.
sure. Oh.
That's unfortunate. That's a mega kill streak going to the Razor as well. It's a lot of gold.
That 5 is gold.
The underscape will not be
Toss back, really nice. And that's the...
Look at Jimmy's build here. He went for the treads drums on Shadow Shot.
I don't mind it. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't like when you skill that 4th point on Lightning. You hit every creep until the extra creep starts spawning at 15. No, it's 30 minutes. 30 minute spawn. Until then, you're 3 points Lightning, hit every creep, and it's the least valuable point as well. It's less damage and more mana.
And your other 2 abilities.
You know,
are, like,
exactly, they
so
scale
good.
very well.
Yeah.
Like in this game, if you could hex the entire Nyx Carapace and then grip him, like that's going to be a kill. But when you have Lightning max, like your impact in team fight, it's not a huge deal. It's just like less efficient. That's all.
Yeah, hearing the little efficiencies you think about as supports, because.
Yeah.
Oh.
you found more with the level 4.
Oh, answer it.
No, it's.
Another pick off Matthew this time on the receiving end. And Snowball does not help against the static link.
Yeah, and VP also, they went very huge dug ult.
Wow, they're going to get both here.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we said
Massive.
needs to happen. It needs to go crazy.
Yep, I mean, that jug is officially scary. I'm spooked.
I can see it.
I'm concerned he's as spooky as the
what
Detroit
happened to-
Lions have
There's
become in the
just
last
a
8
creep
years.
chilling at the
The
top.
problem is the other 4 heroes on Sacred are
Yeah,
not
they're
scary.
creeps. Yep, they're creeps with stuns, and no one's
Bunch of
just
low
huge.
armor, low HP heroes that'll just die.
I like I just want to comment, like, they really have not itemized even for team fights yet. Like, there's no medallion on VP. Both cores went for very selfish and self-serving items, but once they get, like, the BKB Razor, AC on Tiny, like, those are the timings that really are going to change this game drastically. I don't know how you kill a BKB Razor in this game. And I think the puck has to go for, like, Ags. Otherwise, I don't know how they fight.
I feel like Tiny's like a much easier hero to play, and his scalability in a game is also related to like how often or how long he threatens kills. And like in your game, for instance, like they just had a DOTA who doesn't care about the Tiny, so it makes him scale a little bit worse. But in this game, like at all stages of the game, even Jug, even when he's like 4 or 5 slot, it can still die to a Tiny plus 1 or 2 heroes, and that makes Tiny really scary for the rest of the game.
Yep. Really strong Sieger as well. And I mean, VP is probably the original, maybe not the original, but they like the Darkseer combos the best with like their Sven specifically. And Tiny is kind of like this patches Sven in that same combo because you just vac and you hit twice. Especially with this Echo Saber, like that's a dead Rasta. Almost got his wards up.
Like to get his ward. I think he had time. I think he showed.
But I don't think you want to. That's a poor fight. The moment Rasta dies, Fisher's down. I don't think they win a team fight in that sort of position.
They also don't have Omni Slash back yet.
Like again, no Omni Slash, they have no damage whatsoever. So if they take this fight, they're gonna need a Dream Echo. And oh god.
Or there's a Dream Call on quite a few here, but with Juggernaut needs to get in. There's the Echo Sign with the Omni Slash. They're gonna catch a few, but it's VP outlasting them. Benja's just trying to TP out hopefully, and he'll barely make it.
They just don't do enough damage, as you can see.
It was
Tanky cores against like not enough AoE.
They split the damage with between the Omni Slash and.
It's just really demoralizing too. Like, I've played games like this where they used their spells well. They disrupted the combinations. They played the fight well, but you literally just don't do enough, so you lose. And that's kind of the story of this meta. You know, you're playing against the Medusas, the Dragon Knights, the Tinies, etc. And you know, you can't kill them. They kill you, and you just feel really bad.
There's the Tiny just killing the highest net worth Jug on the thing. Like that's so
He
scary.
picked up a Shadow Blade too, which I really like.
On the Tiny? Yeah. And I think that's directly related to what I said is that he has the ability to threaten kills like pretty much the rest of the game. So I agree that's a really good pickup.
It helps you scale as well. You saw, I think the guy DK from Kingwin did it, where he went Blink first and then Shadow Blade third item. And in this game, especially with like the way these cores play, like VP recognizes, all they need to do is pretty much have Tiny or Nyx or Sand King. Somebody just has to stun an enemy. They only really lose if they get comboed and like, oh shit, there's a puck here. We're silenced, we're coiled, etc. If they just ensure they get their spells off and they have vision advantage, it is really difficult for Sacred to ever win a fight. And Puck went Yules, which is he was on a mega kill streak not too long ago, but that item just it hampers his progression so much. Like he's never gonna get this next item, and it doesn't impact the fights whatsoever. So like that's just dead
Also,
rust.
Pucks rely on like their farm speed being the fact that they can just flip push freely without being scared of dying because it's really hard to kill a Puck. But Tiny alone can actually burst him. I'm pretty sure by himself.
And there's Nyx as well, so it doesn't get much better when you look elsewhere. Sand King has an instant stun.
Well, Puck just wants to play games where you only have to worry about like 1 or 2 heroes.
Yeah.
But whenever you're in a situation where 4 heroes can threaten you, and you're in this position where you don't ever have safety in a fight because now there's 2 Invis heroes, both of which will land kills on you. And it's just very difficult to play. Puck thrives. Same with like Quap. You just want to have games with lower numbers of stuns. Yeah. This is like an impossible Puck game, especially when his lane is so unfavorable. It's a good Roche timing. They have the BKB on Razor. I believe the Pasha is about to finish his pipe, so I think this is pretty much their timing. Oh, he went Force Medallion, actually. I'm a fan. I think someone should be buying pipe, but we'll see.
My phone.
BSJ, mom,
Yeah,
BSJ, your mom loves you. I think you can answer the phone.
You know, what can I say? All the ladies are trying to call me up. But
Oedipus complex.
I was gonna say about the Puck though. In your game, oh my god, that's so messed up. You're limp
Hey,
with
man.
BKB on Puck, and I was
Hey,
wondering
man.
if you think he like needs to go BKB on Puck with all the threats, like, because it looks like he's going
Yeah.
Lincolns, but even then, like, it stops Burrow, but like, he just dies to Nyx or Tiny anyway in fights. Like, there's so much to worry about, and I thought that BKB pickup on Limp was really good. So I don't know if you think that he needs one himself.
I don't know either.
I don't know if there is an item that solves his problems, I guess is the thing.
I think they have issues. That's all I'm going to say. It's one of those games where if I were a professional caster, I'd be doing my best to remain, unbiased. Act
Talk
as if
about like all
both
the good
teams
things.
were really
Yeah.
in the game with a chance to win. And
Oh, we're not about that at the summit.
no, I feel like we'd prefer, reality.
Yeah.
And that's why I think
You mentioned coming in, you felt like VP can just outclass Sacred. Like,
Mm-hmm.
talk about draft, talk about all these other things. End of the day, VP is
Yeah.
just a more cohesive,
It's
team,
sorta like-
better team.
it's sort of like watching FPL games where it's like Arteezy versus Gunner Dota, and then Arteezy gets first pick, and he takes Universe, and Gunner Dota takes like Banana Slam Jamma, and you look
Yeah.
at it and you think,
that team doesn't have a chance.
yeah, exactly. Like I just I don't know.
With that mentality, come on.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you
I was
gotta
talking about
believe in
I was
yourself.
talking about Universe Arteezy.
Yeah,
Didn't have a
you gotta
chance.
believe in yourself. Oh, okay. Damn, you're just all with the jokes today.
Thanks,
I
man.
can't, it's all over.
You can't keep up.
Oh, that's gonna be a dead Tusk maybe.
He's fine.
Blink on Nyx. They just have so much initiation. Like the Razor's gonna run in. No one just kills.
They're kind of
somebody.
just going to change it, it seems like.
Yeah,
I
Tiny's
don't know.
just-
He has Aegis, like, what is that? This is status resist, boy. That's
Yeah,
not good.
Rasta Hex lasts for like a second.
He's going Ags on Razor, which I agree with. He just literally runs in and casts his spells. Tiny goes AC and Heart and never dies, and eventually they win the game.
Feels like more than anything, I just need to find a way to stop sieging now. Taking high ground, which is kind of the Ags.
Yep. It's also just really nice synergy with the Tiny. Like, you just crush buildings, and Razor, like, kind of just wants to, he honestly just wants to run in. And you don't want to have to, like, auto-attack something, get a full link or anything.
Yeah, I definitely love the Darkseer build here. It's like solves all of Tiny's problems. The 4-staff
Yeah.
Solar, like all of the problems Tiny has with anything on the Sacred lineup is
And
solved by those.
whenever you're playing against a Tusk, someone has to buy a 4-staff. You have to. Otherwise, shards become an OP ability.
Those creeps on top of the screen, Tiny just funny.
This Razor's just chilling. He's
Fine.
going to BKB and say, what's up, boys? How you doing?
Yep. Doesn't have the Aegis,
Yeah.
but they're not
And that's the
even
thing.
gonna
They
follow it
might, like, maybe they can chase out and kill him, but, like, they won't even care. They'll end up losing one only. They disrupt the Earthshaker's combination. Tiny has Aegis, so you don't really want to commit on him. He's also only being stunned for, like, quarter second
Peace in
intervals.
there.
That's a good call. Like, they just want to get away. They got a free Rex. It's fine.
Yep. They woke up so with Aegis for a couple of minutes, and Sacred don't really have any promising future in sight.
They don't even need a pipe, honestly. They just have so much armor. Like, Tiny's never gonna die. Maybe he will. Who knows?
Playing core and feeling like no matter what item you buy, the game still sucks. It's just such a crap. Like I feel like that's what Jug and Puck are thinking right now.
Yeah.
Like Jug needs a BKB to live, but then they, like you said, they have so much armor. Like how does he do any damage?
Yep, that's like my issue with Jug is just a hero in general. Same with Puck to an extent, where like this meta, as we talked about, like these heroes that have super high EHP gains, like Medusa as an example, like all of his talents are timing. It's like 800 mana level 20. All of a sudden, it's insane, absurd amount of extra damage it's needed to kill. And heroes like Puck and Juggernaut, their damage scales linearly. Like there's no exponential gain. Like they have to be massive, like Veil Dagon 5 in Puck's case, to actually do more than you would expect. So if you can itemize and pick heroes that live through the numbers you already know will be coming out, you can't. What do you do if you're Puck Jug, as we discussed? You can't do anything.
Yeah, Jug's damage is primarily Omni Slash, and that obviously, like you said, is just linear. Flat numbers.
There you go. That's the Juggernaut expert right there, so you know it's true. Who do you think is a better carry, out of curiosity? You? Like, how rank these three players for
Okay, I'm ready.
me. No Tail,
Okay.
Banana Slam Jamma,
Okay.
and Sumail.
I mean, I thought you'd give me an easier one than this. Am I trying in this scenario?
You're playing. You're like 70%.
I'm like 70%. That does give them a chance for sure.
And you're playing Slark.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Slark. It's probably gonna have to go then No Tail, then me, and then Sumail because he'd probably beat me in the laning stage.
Sounds about right. So we've been playing a lot of PUBG.
Yeah,
I'm a little concerned for EG at this
I also
event.
like use Twitch chat for my resources. They don't seem to think No Tail's very good.
Yeah.
So.
He's a Pachinki player too. I feel like if you're a real PUBG player, you're probably going military base.
Yeah, for sure. If you have balls. That's where
That's
where
a
the real
BS
men
Jake
go.
quote right there, guys. Make sure somebody takes a note of that. There's the Epi coming in. He's gonna wait to stun the Jug. There's the stun, the back into the Echo hit. No, the toss. Thanks, King Tekka. I think that was his most successful dunk, and unfortunately, it killed
It
our
was
teammate.
his enemy alley-ooping him.
It was another fight where Sacred, you know, they actually got their spells off pretty well.
Yeah, like that was actually well
Yeah.
executed.
I'm watching that, like, Omni Slash is perfectly on the Razor. They do kill the Razor, but that was a well-played fight. They got the ward trap initially on the high ground. Like,
Yeah, the problem is, well, obviously they're super far behind, but even just as like a concept and why I like the way VP's playing so well, is all these fights and feeds they're giving away, they're all on the enemy side of the map. So even though like the Razor dies there, he's under the tier 3. And even if they all die here, you know what I mean? Sacred's not going to get any map control. All they're going to be able to do is push out lanes and then go back to waiting in their base, as VP has total map dominance. They're probably going to finish this kill on the Rasta here. A buyback on the Earthshaker. He still has Dunk, if I'm not mistaken. Nice coil.
yeah.
They can
Tiny's gonna go down, I think.
Yep.
No.
Rio style getting a godlike streak, gets 1,000 gold off of that, and they're going to get some more here, it looks like, but... Sentry comes down too late.
sidestep.
There we go.
Ooh.
Okay. I mean, you kind of mentioned, as just
Try to
now,
get-
is
yeah.
they get it, they right by the tier 3 tower. Can Sacred even get a tier 1 mid? Doesn't really look like it.
Tried to get him with the Ginobili Euro step, but unfortunately, King Tekka saw it coming, took the charge. It's a dead Nyx. But this is like exactly what I mean, where now if you look at where Sacred's positioned, there's 3 heroes pretty much in their base, and the puck is already threatened and may go down. He has Lincolns, but Yule's Lincolns is, again, both of those items are completely worthless the moment he is stunned, and that's my issue with them. Like, I think Lincolns is great when you're ahead, but it doesn't provide anything other than boosting your own survivability, and I think it's also much stronger when you have 2 of them, because the stacking Lincolns effect, like you saw, I believe it was Secret did it once in LGDFY, Perfect World Masters, where you're playing against Doom. You go double Lincolns.
Yeah.
Optic also did it at the Asus Rogue event, where you play against this hero, but there's so many Lincolns cancels on VP and spells that will kill you and ignore your Lincolns entirely, such as the Vacuum, the Tiny Stun, Nyx Carapace, etc.
So do you think the BKB would have been better?
On Puck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the game we played it like earlier today, the Limp bought a BKB because he recognized like I literally cannot fight if I don't have this, and I'd rather my Puck have a BKB than a Lincoln's. It's cheaper, and it guarantees you'll have impact. Whereas we're discussing like Lincoln's literally does nothing if it's not saving you, which I guess is kind of redundant. But
The problem in this game is Puck had way too much responsibility.
it's just 3 supports, man. There's 3 supports against like a quad core, a super strong tri-core with 2 supports that have incredibly high game impact by simply just stunning heroes.
Yeah.
When you say supports, they weren't like having the impact of like a normal support as well. The Shaker was just trying to farm, but only ever had the impact or farm of a support.
And
I've never seen the AoE surge before.
I like it.
Oh, it just was right there.
I didn't even know that was a talent.
Yeah. 300 AoE.
My other concern with the Shaker last pick is like Tekka's captain and he's offlaner, so he's last picking this hero for himself.
And it's a horrible.
And it really is, but I think he's too focused on getting himself a game, and he's thinking like, you know, I'm Shaker, I'll always have impact, but it's just not able to be last picked. It's not a quality enough hero.
Do you
to
think
last
that's
pick.
an issue with cores like drafting? Is they're worried too much about their game being
Partly.
impactful?
It's definitely more stressful. You know, my best example would be if I'm playing offlane and the enemy has a Bat Rider, I really don't want to play Beastmaster. But if I'm drafting Beastmaster for Mu, I'm really happy with it because I think the matchup's very strong as far as like how you play in the game.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I don't want to lane against that shit.
I had a like when I was captaining, I had that issue of like wondering about my own game, worrying about it. Just wondering what you thought about that too. Does that make sense?
Yeah, one of many issues I would say, but definitely a big one.
Can't touch that one.
I feel like BS. Oh well, we have a team fight, gods. Want to take this over? But everyone's kind of dying.
There's the Echo Slam, maybe with that, but
Slash damage on all of them. with
yeah,
the
if they can
cleave.
get the cleave through. Nope, it bounces to an illusion, unfortunately.
The AoE
Comes
surge.
back, yeah. they're just getting kind of kited around.
That was the
and
best possible.
I mean,
it's still going okay.
I mean, that was pretty good.
Can they get another pick off here? Darkseid blinks away. Razor.
Oh, really
barely
close.
missed those shards.
Oh no.
They're getting killed on the exit here. Tiny is low.
So Swede would say nay.
I think he should have held that top third punch.
Shackles, there you go.
Shackles.
Get
Not
that
bad.
kill. That's a gem loss too.
Yeah. Arcane rune on the
Oh,
circle,
no.
or on the shadow.
Only concern I have is they are 2 racks down, so they're gonna need that to happen about
need like
4
6
more times.
Yeah.
I'd say 4 more times, Bubba. Let's give them, let's give them reasonable odds here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that wasn't even like a super one-sided team fight. It was what, 3 for 2.
Also, Gods, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you rather have BSJ drafting for your team, or drive from Los Angeles to Sacramento with an 8-year-old driving your car?
Dude, I want to be a team at BSG. I'll take that.
Sick.
Okay,
Yeah, man.
interesting.
I'll let
it's
him
a lot.
draft for that.
I wouldn't be able to make up my
I
mind.
mean,
that quickly.
I feel like the unfair part of that question was like, you gave him what he knew he would answer on the first option. Like it didn't even
That's
matter.
true, that's true.
Didn't even matter what
That's
the
a good
You're
second
point.
talking to someone who's even more of a failure at being a pro player than BSJ.
That's true. Wow, that's Jesus.
obliterated.
me or you
obliterated
getting
yourself.
obliterated?
I mean,
Lord.
you're effective. You got 2 birds with 1 stone on that one.
That, you know what they say? It's in School of Rock. Those who can't play cast.
Yeah.
Those who can't cast take over the back end of an organization. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Okay. Do you know anyone who's done that?
Come on.
Holy crap, dude.
So also, School of Rock's a fantastic movie.
It is a great. If you have not seen that movie, yeah, definitely
Yeah.
a good movie. One of Jack Black's finest.
Yeah. If anything, it'll teach you appreciation for rock music. And if you don't appreciate rock music, then you just can't be friends with Banana Slim Jam.
Yeah, for sure. If you don't have good taste in music, then don't come to my stream.
And if you've never heard of Meatloaf, listen to some Meatloaf, guys. It's rock opera. God, it's good.
It was great.
Yeah.
He did not age well.
I'm so excited for karaoke on Sunday. Oh, first off, did you see him when he was young? He wasn't young, well, God.
He did not do life well. Probably more
Man,
accurate.
If you're a rock star in the
Yeah.
70s and you're still alive at today,
You did something wrong.
that's
Yeah.
impressive.
All right, here you go. VP looking for that knockout punch.
Man,
that a
look at this
dieback
Tiny.
or-
He's a heart, guys. He's got like 70% status resistance.
That was a dieback, right? Like, I'm not crazy. He just
Uh,
popped back and died instantly.
no, I don't believe so. But it is something I could see happen.
He's dead for such a long
Yeah,
time. Yeah, he has
his
to.
buyback's on
Yeah.
cooldown for 7.5. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he just bought back and died.
Yeah.
That's called map awareness.
At least Sigurd's
Pal.
extending the game.
Map awareness. Oh, big dunk.
Blink Echo catches 2. Follow up with the snowball here. The Juggernaut goes in with the BKB but can't find a target. And VP have taken Roche and got an aesthetic link
Omni
on the
will
jump.
do nothing now, even if he uses it.
Yeah,
Just get the suck.
he's lost 200 plus damage.
280.
He did the math.
Quick math.
And that should just be the game.
He does have buyback on Jug. Maybe he'll get
Do
a
you get your
rampage.
damage back when you buy back?
You do.
Yeah.
You do?
Radiant's
Okay.
middle tower has fallen.
Oh,
That's
another
a
sick
save.
save. Buyback from Jug.
Oh!
This is where the Omni
Oh,
Slash to rule them all
no.
is going to come into play.
Omni Slash Dreams.
Yes. Oh my god, they always surge on the creep.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, they didn't even go for the Omni Slash.
GG, VP 2-0 lead.
I respect Sacred not GGing up, though. They probably lost the game the moment that second racks went down, but especially considering time rating may become an issue in this tournament, I think holding out until it's for sure over is the way to play it.
Yep. Fight to the bitter end. They still have one more game, even though it's 2-0, so they still play the game 3 or the third best of one, however you want to look at it. Every single game matters as far as getting the best score possible to try and advance. Are you not a fan of the format, Kyle? What do you think?
I was about to bring that up. I think
what-
it is the... I mean...
Say what you want, man. I don't care.
No, it's actually pretty cool. I like it. I just like the
Something
summit.
different.
I like being able to chill. It took me like 3.5 years to get to a summit. I'm just happy I get to kick it. It's a really good event. Lots of good vibes. You know, just
Yep.
pretty much hang out, bother people, but you know, I don't mind.
There's always someone around to just chill, chat with,
Mhm.
and have a good time.
I agree.
Yep.
We got the VP behind us, walking around, getting some food, getting refreshments.
Yep.
It's my boy Ramses.
They'll be feeling pretty comfortable after that. 2 pretty straightforward games up against a weakened Sacred team playing with a stand-in. But I mean, I guess VP themselves stand-in, but at least their coach, someone familiar with the team. Whereas Sacred bring in someone who doesn't even speak the language, unfortunately. So
I think Jimmy's been working on his Spanish though.
okay. You live in California, you probably should speak Spanish.
I would agree.
Not that I'm one to talk, but
I really want to learn. I've been working on it. I know probably like 100, 200 words. I kind of just need to like go to South America for a few months and speak. I think that would help a lot. Unfortunately, not many fluent people on my couch.
you guys
often.
speak any other languages?
I spent my 4 years of high school studying Spanish, but none of it stuck.
How about the 5 to 10 years playing Dota? Have you learned any more
Not
Spanish
much of
through
that.
that?
No, I was gonna say. I thought you were implying
Some of that Spanish
I
stuff.
thought you were implying that the 5 or 10 years I spent learning stuff in Dota, none of that stuck
Maybe
either.
that's
No,
why.
no.
That's why.
That's what I thought you were implying.
Maybe that's
Not
why
going there.
his map awareness isn't exactly where we would want. There's too much like conjugation stuck in his brain.
Yes.
So he just literally the part of his mind's eye that would be able to see the minimap.
It's like phased out.
He's just
Okay.
almost and he's just like, oh God, I'm dying.
Yeah. I mean,
My ghost. Oh no.
one issue I have had is like I'm just thinking about so much at once. Like my brain's just able to process things, like so many things at once that sometimes
get
it
some
affects
help
my
with that.
ability. Like I was
already thinking of
struggle.
recommending
Your
you
IQ
to
is
Dr.
too
Phil.
high.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah,
it's a
it
struggle.
hinders you.
It's a blessing and a curse. It's like good sometimes, but Dota not so much.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that game, Bubble? What does Sacred have to do to come back and win Game 3?
I think in this patch, like an easy solution is like I feel like there's like 4 or 5 core heroes. I think that are just better than every other core hero in this patch. I think like it's like these heroes, they kind of like have inherent spells that also make them farm faster, and also like I don't know. I feel like right now it's like the offlane and the 2 supports. It's much harder to get farm on these heroes. So like it's like Medusa, Morphling, a few like Razor is actually I think he's a really strong hero. Tiny. Like these heroes, they all like have inherent spells that make you just farm faster.
Yep.
And they just kind of snowball the game. And I feel like you pick these heroes plus the heroes like that support them, like Ogre, Omni Knight and stuff like that. And I feel like I think in this patch you just kind of want to make it easy for you to play. I mean, it's like in every patch, right? But both these kind of games, I feel like Sacred's draft was much harder to execute.
It feels like you have like more options and they're more quality options. If you're tiny, you can be hunting enemies, you can be hitting a tower, you can be farming ancients. You can kind of do whatever you want.
So Jimmy's here.
What's up, Jimmy? Hey, Jimmy, what's the plan for Game 3, buddy? What's the plan for Game 3?
Hop on the mic if you want.
Oh no. Mi amigo.
We can speak some, help
Yeah,
you with some
I can
Spanish. Man. I
translate
have
for
some
you.
words for you.
Yo hablo mucho español, ¿sí? No. Tú tenga mucho problemas. Muchas, I believe, is the problem. Yeah. What have you? I don't know. Can I? Maybe we could like set up a headset. We could like phone in. We can help Tekka with his draft. What do you, that last pick Shaker with Tusk on your team? Do you have thoughts on that? Would you like to speak to
Are you
the
talking in
community?
the draft or what?
Huh? I have my opinions, but I told them just play what they want to play. What
True,
they're comfortable with certain amount of heroes.
Spoken like a true Dota mercenary.
Yeah.
You get your check. You're just following orders. That's what you got to say. Whatever helps you sleep at night, buddy.
Adios.
Adios.
All right.
Oh, man. You seemed in good spirits, though.
I mean,
after those 2
dude,
games.
you get to go to Summit and chill,
Hey,
play
you-
some Dotes.
And he lives
some
near here too,
Chick-fil-A.
so free food.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
that's true.
Not a bad gig. He's stood in for a lot of teams. Had
Mhm.
a lot of success standing in. Maybe not so much here.
Yeah, lots
Well,
of.
so far, at least. I mean, they're 2 games in. We'll see.
Everyone's definition of success is different.
I mean, he's been to what? Final standing in. I feel like that one time he stood in was it
You're
VP
talking
Polar or
about
something?
yeah, you're talking about the VP Polar tournament.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a while back.
We got to take a break so we can get into Game 3. So we'll be right back, guys. Game 3 of Virtus.pro versus Team Sacred. Don't go anywhere.